going to be a treat for you. For a question and answer period, we will be discussing downstream to Kinshasa, and we have Diadou Hamadi here with us, who will be answering some of your questions. Want to tell you a little bit about him before we get going, in case you have not Wikipedia or Googled him before. He was born in 1984 in Kisangani in the DRC. After studying medicine, he eventually turned to documentary filmmaking and graduated from the INSAS Film School in Brussels. He started working as an editor, producer, and assistant director before being awarded the Pierre Yolande Perrault Grant at Cinema du Rio in 2010 for the film Dans une Attente that was co-directed with Davida Wa Lusala. He also co-directed a segment of the documentary Congo in 4 acts, which screened the same year at the Berlinale Forum. In 2013, he made his feature-length debut with Atalaku, an immersive account of the 2011 Congolese presidential election campaign. The film was awarded the Joris Ivens Award at Cinema de Rio and the Young Adults Jury Award at Black Movie. A year later, Hamadi directed his second feature, National Diploma, which followed a group of students expelled from high school for not being able to pay their teachers' fees. National Diploma screened at the International Competition of Cinema de Rio in 2014, where it won the SCAM Award and the Potemkine Publishers Award. He went on to direct Mama Colonel in 2017, which documented the struggles of Colonel Honoré at the head of the child abuse and sexual harassment police in Kisangani province. The film was awarded the Tagesspiegel Jury Award and the prize of the ecumenical jury at the Berlinale Forum and the Grand Prix at Cinema de Rio. Diadou Hamadi is the 2019 through 2020 Macmillan Stewart Fellow in Distinguished Filmmaking at the Film Study Center at Harvard University. I've passed by there a few times when I was a student, and I know that good things happen there. So I'm very happy that he was able to spend some time there and grace them with his creativity and also Africa from an African lens. We are very happy to have him here. He will be fielding questions. And so I may speak a few languages, but I don't speak French, or I will say, je ne parle français, or je parle un peu. But we have some help here with the ever-present Google Translate, in case we really get into a bind, and also Rana Nushwanda, who's with our festival and one of the main forces behind it, I might add. She'll be helping out with translation duties. And then I'm just going to speak a little more slowly than I normally do, and we should be able to get through here. But without any more of my intro, I would like to welcome you, Diadou, to the festival. And I'll start off with the first question, which is, what inspired you to make this film?
Merci pour la question. Ce qui m'a inspiré, ce qui m'a conduit à réaliser ce film, c'est le fait que je suis moi-même natif de la ville de Kisangani.
He says,
Et
thank you very much. The inspiration for this film was because he's followed this story from Kisangani, his own town.
Il y a 20 ans,
20 years.
nous avons connu une guerre terrible entre deux armées étrangères. Et, et
So it was 20 years that we had this war between different states.
et j'étais scandalisé de voir que 20 ans plus tard, cette guerre avait été complètement oubliée de mémoire.
And he was worried that this war would be completely forgotten.
Et donc, j'ai voulu, d'une certaine manière, me souvenir de ce que nous avons vécu et aussi témoigner de cette atrocité, ainsi pour éviter que nous puissions l'oublier complètement.
So he wanted to make sure that there's a memory of this and the difficulty in this war, and that it should not be forgotten.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. I know that much. 20 years is a long time for war to be going on. And then you highlight a 6-day period of war. What was it that was so terrible about that 6 days?
Rona, tu peux m'aider? J'ai pas bien compris la dernière question.
I think maybe Mark, the war was only for 6 days, and then afterwards, Congo asked for compensation by Uganda and Rwanda, and billions were supposed to be given, particularly 1 billion for the people who were victims, and waited 18 years at the time of this film, and still they had not been compensated for that 6-day war. So they had been waiting for 18 years.
Oh, okay.
Oui. Donc, Marc, pour répondre à la question, parce qu'on m'aide un peu à traduire par les chats. Donc, ce qui était terrible pendant les 6 jours de guerre, c'était premièrement l'enfermement, la faim aussi, parce que nous ne pouvions pas sortir pendant les 6 jours. Et quand les provisions, quand nous n'avions plus à manger, nous avons commencé à avoir faim. Et c'était très dur à supporter.
So for that 6 days, they weren't able to do anything. They weren't able to find food, to get to their works. They had nothing to eat, and it was very difficult.
Et aussi, on avait très peur parce que ça tirait de partout, le stress de ne pas savoir si on va survivre le lendemain. C'était très difficile à gérer, très difficile à supporter.
And they were frightened, and there was a lot of battles or gunfire, and it was very frightening.
À la fin de la guerre, le 6e jour, ce qui était frappant, c'était les odeurs de cadavres dans la rue, parce que il y avait beaucoup de gens qui étaient morts et les chiens mangeaient des cadavres tout le long des rues, et l'odeur était très, 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 très forte et très difficile à supporter.
So after those 6 days, after that period was very difficult for the next few weeks because of all of the deaths and bodies in the streets, and the smell was incredibly intense, and it was difficult to deal with the bodies and the smell.
Who took care of the bodies? What happened to them? How?
Euh, les corps sont restés, je crois, au moins 6 jours, 6 jours, une semaine ou plus dans les rues. Les chiens des rues ont mangé les 3/4 de ces corps. Ensuite, la Croix-Rouge est passée pour nettoyer les rues et ramasser les restes.
So after the bodies had stayed in the streets for many days, then finally the Red Cross came and finally helped them to take care of them and to bury the rest.
In the movie, one of the characters says that the dogs also ate some of the corpses. Was that the case in actuality?
Effectivement, oui, il y avait tellement de cadavres que même la Croix-Rouge était dépassée. Et on a enterré les gens dans de fosses communes et beaucoup de corps ont été mangés par des chiens. C'est vrai.
So he said, absolutely, because there were just so many bodies that even after the Red Cross came, it was really difficult to deal with that many corpses in the street.
Wow. How long was the boat ride?
Normalement, le trajet entre Kisangani et la capitale Kinshasa, on devrait normalement le faire en 3 semaines, mais nous avons connu beaucoup de difficultés, des accidents, et tout ça nous a conduit finalement à faire 5 semaines, pratiquement 2 mois avant d'atteindre notre
So he said,
destination.
normally it takes about 3 weeks to get from the village of Kisangani to the capital of Kinshasa, but because there were so many problems along the way, it took them actually 5 weeks to 5 semaines ou bien 5 mois?
Non, 5 semaines, 5 semaines.
Oh, yeah, okay, so 5 weeks to get there.
Wow, quite a journey, quite a journey. We have a question from the audience. You get very intimate filming of the people in the film, both on the boat and in the street and at Parliament. How did you gain their trust to get the footage?
Est-ce que Rona, tu peux m'expliciter la question pour que je sois précise en français?
Comment faire la confiance de tout le monde, les gens qui sont les victimes, mais aussi les gens dans la rue et en la capitale, tous les gens? Comment faire la confiance pour tout le monde?
Oui, j'ai eu à construire cette confiance progressivement parce que le groupe ne m'avait pas accepté tout de suite quand j'ai commencé à filmer. Mais le voyage que nous avons fait ensemble dans le bateau nous a permis de se connaître mieux et c'est ainsi que j'ai été plus facilement accepté dans le groupe.
So he said it was just a slow acceptance of him at the beginning of the group. And then they spent so much time on the boat together and that they slowly, allowed him in and trusted him.
Et pour ne pas me faire trop remarquer, j'ai beaucoup utilisé mon iPhone pour filmer parce que une caméra classique attirait beaucoup l'attention et m'empêchait de bien travailler. Donc, les longues séquences du bateau et beaucoup de séquences dans la rue, j'ai dû utiliser mon iPhone pour filmer.
So he said he used his iPhone mainly for camera because a classic camera would just give too much attention to him and make people too uncomfortable. So that the iPhone actually was the best thing to use, particularly in some of the scenes where they were um, moving around quite a bit.
I remember a scene, and there was a young girl who was videotaping with an iPhone as the people on the boat were dancing, and to the beat of the drum. Did she borrow your iPhone?
Je crois pas que c'était un iPhone parce que ces gens n'ont pas beaucoup de moyens pour pouvoir s'offrir un iPhone, mais c'est vrai que il y a beaucoup de smartphones entre guillemets chinois, bon marché au Congo qui permettent aux gens de voilà, d'utiliser ces outils.
So maybe not an iPhone, but there's a lot of other very affordable phones that are smartphones that people have. A lot of phones from China that are much more affordable. So you will see those a lot.
Okay. Good. Speaking of the people on the boat when they were dancing and singing, I really liked Old John, and he had a lot of rhythm, and he was able to get everyone involved. Was that a typical scene on a long boat ride like that?
En tout cas, ces groupes-là, les groupes que j'ai suivis, avaient besoin de ces genres des moments pour mieux supporter le voyage qui était très, très difficile. Et j'imagine que ce sont de scènes qui se reproduisent souvent dans ces types de voyages, parce que moi-même, c'était la première fois que je faisais ces trajets par bateau. Je ne sais pas si les gens chantent souvent comme ça sur des bateaux, mais j'ai compris que ils avaient besoin, les gens avaient besoin de se remonter les morales parce que le voyage était très difficile.
So for the group that he was following on the boat, that yes, there are times because they to keep themselves the morale high, they would get together and sing. But he doesn't know if this is typical on the boat because this is the first time he had ever taken a boat like this to the capital. He had never done this before, but he knows that it really helped the morale of them to do this, to have entertainment, to entertain themselves, and to feel like they were comrades.
Thank you. Speaking of the comrades, did they ever receive that $1 billion in compensation?
Si la question est de savoir s'ils ont bien reçu le 1 milliard de dollars, non, personne n'a jamais reçu cet argent, justement. Il n'y a jamais eu de compensation. Et c'est pour ça que 20 ans plus tard, après avoir réclamé à Kisangani demander à ce que cette compensation soit faite. Et comme il n'y avait rien qui s'est passé, 20 ans plus tard, ils ont décidé d'aller à la capitale, au gouvernement, près du gouvernement, pour essayer de faire entendre leur voix.
So still they are talking with the government and discussing this, but still at this time they have not received any compensation. They continue to ask, but they have not received anything.
One of the things that I particularly enjoyed was when you weave in the theater with the action in the movie. Is the group continuing their theater?
Le théâtre fait partie du groupe parce que c'est un moyen pour eux de gagner un peu d'argent. C'est ainsi que j'avais voulu intégrer cela dans le récit du film. Le théâtre a commencé avant le film, avant que je ne le connaisse, et jusqu'à ces jours, voilà, ça continue comme d'habitude pour eux, ces représentations sur scène.
Yes, they continue the theater. It's one way for them to make a living and to get their voices heard. And so, yes, they continue doing this to keep them in people's memory, in their minds.
Does reliving their stories on the stage help them overcome trauma?
Je ne sais pas, jusqu'à quel point cela peut aider, mais ce qui est vrai, c'est que c'est pratiquement d'autres personnes quand ils sont sur scène. Elles ne sont plus vraiment victimes. Elles arrivent même à se moquer d'eux-mêmes, de leur histoire, à faire rire les gens avec leurs histoires. Et j'avais trouvé ça intéressant, justement, de voir ceux qui sont dans la vraie vie, au quotidien, et ceux qu'ils deviennent sur scène. C'est pour ça que j'ai voulu raconter ces deux histoires ensemble.
So he doesn't know if it helps them personally, but he thinks it's for others to know about their stories, and that it helps keep them aware that they are there, and it keeps them giving them morale to the players.
Well, I can tell you as a viewer that it gave me some morale in the scene where they said, our daughter doesn't have any legs, but she's getting married.
C'est vrai. C'est vrai. Et c'est ça que j'ai trouvé assez beau à travers ces personnages, ces gens, c'est que malgré les atrocités extrêmes qu'ils ont connues, ils ont su rester dignes et humains. Et c'est là, se voit encore plus quand ils sont sur scène, en jouant le théâtre.
Yeah, so he says that's true, even though they have these difficulties and extreme conditions, that it keeps giving them dignity and helps them feel that they are valued.
Indeed, I believe that as well. And even with the character Mama Kashide, what an indomitable spirit, what agency she had, no arms, no legs, but a whole lot of rhythm and inspiration. Is that based on a true person also? I mean, she's a true person. It's a documentary, but are there other people like her that you run across?
Je crois pour moi, c'est Mama Kashinde, c'est une sorte de métaphore de tout le peuple congolais en général. À travers l'histoire, nous avons connu beaucoup de difficultés politiques, économiques, des guerres, mais pourtant nous sommes là à espérer encore des lendemains meilleurs. Et c'est ce que pour moi représente Mama Kashinde.
So he says, to him, he thinks that Mama, I can't remember her name.
Kashinde.
Okay, is someone who is a metaphor for all of Congo, DRC, and everything that has happened, all of the difficulties with politics, economy, all of those things are wrapped up into who she is and how she is indomitable, basically.
Exactly. What would you like us to take away from this documentary?
Premièrement, c'est que c'est déjà que vous sachiez que cette guerre a existé et que cela a créé beaucoup de dégâts, que beaucoup de gens, même en ayant survécu à cette guerre jusqu'à aujourd'hui, ils sont marqués à jamais par ce drame. Ça, c'est la première chose que j'aimerais qu'on retienne de ce film.
So firstly, I want everyone to know that this happened and that it has created a lot of destruction, not just at that time, but has carried over and has affected people even now.
Et deuxièmement, c'est aussi montrer combien ces gens, ces victimes de guerre au Congo sont des gens inspirants. Montrer la beauté de la vie, comment on arrive à supporter l'insupportable et à se battre dignement pour la survie. Moi, je trouve ça très beau et j'espère que les spectateurs vont les trouver aussi.
And that, secondly, he wanted to show that these victims, they were able to survive and they were able to support one another and be strong for each other. And he wanted people to see sort of the persevering spirit of these people that had their lives drastically changed, these victims.
I found it to be very inspirational for anyone with a disability as well. That's a message that you can overcome a disability, and express yourself. So I appreciate that message coming out as well. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah. And you mentioned the Red Cross a couple of times, or the characters mentioned the Red Cross a couple of times in the movie. And we saw the United Nations as well. Given your experience, what did these non-governmental actors, these NGOs, what did they do? Did they improve the situation? Did they make it? Did they not improve it? Were they just there? What's their role?
La présence des ONG internationales et de l'ONU ne date pas d'hier au Congo. Ça va faire plus de 20 ans qu'ils existent, que ces ONG existent au Congo. Nous avons la mission la plus chère de l'histoire de l'ONU, la mission de maintien de paix, et ça fait 20 ans que ça dure au Congo.
So they've been present in their roles, the non-governmental agencies, the nonprofits there, like the Red Cross and the United Nations, have been there for 20 years now in the Congo, and they are still there.
Et c'est toujours assez complexe, je dirais même un peu polémique, cette présence prolongée dans un pays, soi-disant pour aider ce pays à finir la guerre, à retrouver la paix. Mais factuellement, nous voyons que 20 ans plus tard, les Congo n'est toujours pas en paix et les problèmes n'ont jamais été résolus.
So it's been complex from the beginning of the war and then till the end, and then now that it's hard to see the progress of peace, and that very little, it seems, has moved.
Et donc, on peut se poser la question de l'efficacité de ces ONG et de cette présence très prolongée de l'ONU au Congo. Est-ce que cela est-elle nécessaire au vu des résultats? Certains pensent que oui, la situation aurait été pire sans cette présence. D'autres pensent que non. Il n'y a pas de différence entre leur présence et leur absence. Donc, ça rend la situation assez complexe.
So yes, it seems like they wonder if this prolonged time that they have been there have made any difference. It doesn't seem as if it has, that if they were there or if they were not there, it seemed about the same. And it makes one wonder if they had helped at all or had made a difference.
If I may let my imagination go a little bit here. If you could put Patrice Lumumba and Moise Tshombe on that boat, what do you think? And today, not 1963, that period, but today, what do you think they would have to say about the situation that they would find?
Je ne suis jamais assez allé aussi loin dans mon imagination. Mais je pense que comme pour beaucoup de Congolais qui regardent, qui observent leur pays, ils auraient eu terriblement... ils auraient je pense ils seraient très tristes de voir ce qui est devenu le Congo. Et je crois qu'ils auront eu aussi assez honte de la situation.
So he hasn't thought of this imaginative thing before, but that to observe the country, to see all the terrible things that have happened, it's been very, very sad, and he's ashamed and feels like there's a lot of shame from seeing these things happen to his country.
I can expand the circle and also put King Leopold in there, as well as Mobutu, and have them all come up with solutions as for the problems that they helped create. How about that?
Je pense que si Mobutu était dans le même bateau que Lumumba, il n'aurait pas fait le voyage jusqu'au bout. On l'aurait jeté dans le fleuve.
I don't think this would ever happen, that Lumumba and Mobutu would be on the same boat. I don't think this would happen.
Mobutu l'aurait jeté dans le fleuve, je pense.
Mobutu would have been thrown over.
Well, there was a lot of hope towards the end of the film. It's quite celebratory, I think. What brings you hope as a filmmaker for the subject and also for your country?
Je crois que, comme on dit au Congo, tant qu'il y a de la vie, il y a de l'espoir. Je suis comme tous les Congolais qui pensons que, voilà, nous sommes encore là et c'est possible que les choses changent. Et c'est ça qui est intéressant, cette foi inébranlable à la vie qui anime les gens. Je pense que si un jour il y a du salut, ça viendra de cette foi-là.
So as someone from Congo, he believes that there's always hope, and that he's hoping that they will remain strong, that things will get better, and that they have the hope that one day this will happen.
As Jesse Jackson used to say, keep hope alive.
C'est vrai.
That's true.
I'm going to see if we have more questions, but while we're waiting for someone to queue up a question, want to know, what are you working on next?
Je travaille sur des projets tout à fait différents, parce que ce sont de films de fiction que je prépare. J'aimerais raconter l'histoire de mon pays sous un autre angle. Et j'ai souhaité m'éloigner un peu du documentaire pour faire la fiction et voir ce que je vais découvrir de mon pays par cette voie.
So right now he's working on a very different kind of film. It's fiction, and he just wants to try to tell a story from that angle. of his country and try something that's fiction and see what he can do.
Mm. Do you plan on coming back to Harvard and maybe having a master class or something like that?
J'ai gardé d'excellentes relations avec des professeurs à Harvard, notamment de la section film à Harvard. Et nous travaillons beaucoup. Nous avons fait, depuis mon dernier passage là-bas, nous avons fait beaucoup de choses ensemble, à distance. Ils m'ont fait participer à beaucoup de choses. Même maintenant, je travaille dans le comité qui va remettre le prix au prochain réalisateur émergent. Donc, j'ai gardé d'excellentes relations et ça ne m'étonnerait pas qu'un jour je revienne pour montrer un de mes films là-bas.
So he stays in touch with a number of people, including professors there, that he had relationships with, and that he's still in touch with people in the film department and working with things there in the film department, and hopes that he'll be working or seeing what other artists are doing and continue in staying really in good relationships with those people.
Great. Wonderful. Well, I think we may have come to the end with our questions. Monsieur Diadou Hamadi, I thank you very much for joining us for the 31st Annual Cascade Festival of African Film, where we show Africa through African lenses. So wonderful
Merci.
to have you.
Merci beaucoup, Marc. Au revoir.
So, and you're welcome to come back anytime.
Merci. Au revoir.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
thank you, Mark.